Welcome to Movie Lounge. Today's our Wednesday episode, and we're going to talk about flopped movies and why that is not a good thing at all. And so, yeah, if you want, leave a comment down below and let's have a conversation. So, I haven't seen this movie yet, but there's a movie called King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword that came out. And it's a Guy Ritchie movie, and I like his stuff. I'm a huge Guy Ritchie fan, and I'm trying to get the beard out of my nose. So I'm a huge Guy Ritchie fan, and I love the Guy Ritchie style in film. I'm very intrigued by it. Like Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels are my two favorite Guy Ritchie movies, and a little bit of the Sherlock films I'm liking. So when I heard about him doing King Arthur, I was very intrigued by that movie, and I was like, all right, cool. And finally saw, I heard they were doing reshoots, and there's just like big disaster going on. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it a shot. And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, all right, this looks good. Since then, it is made about, I think it's like what, $50 million, and it costs 175 million. That's it's gonna fail. So when it opens very low, like I think it opened what, $15 million opening weekend, which is horrendous and terrible. So when a movie does that and it opens at that level, it's not going to look good for the rest of the way. It's pretty much not going to it's not going to make its money. For a studio to make its money back, it needs to make at least, let's say if a movie made $200 million, and I'm roughly going off math on this, but there's a little equation that goes into this and a little setup. So if a movie makes $200 million, it has to, for it to break even, it almost has to make twice as much. Like it's up there, like, so it has to make, once it hits $200 million, that's not even paying for the other people, for the crew. It's not. It's going straight back to the investors in the theaters. Then if it makes another $200 million, then they can start paying people back. Like, okay, cool, we can pay the actors a little bit more. We can do this. We can do that. So the budget, it's all comes down to, just because a movie makes cost $175 million, and oh, I made a movie and it made $175. You're not breaking even. You're not even making any money off of it. You're just there. Like everything is safe. But for a movie to be profitable, like you want to go at least double the amount what the budget is. That's your goal, because then you can start making sequels and stuff. But when you have a movie like King Arthur and you release it literally, I think it was like, yeah, it was a few days after or a weekend after Guardians, you're not going to do well. And then but then if you release it before Aliens, like, so you're in the middle of those two movies, Guardians and Aliens, you're not going to make any money because everyone's going to rush to see Guardians. Just push all that. And then finally, once Alien comes out, everyone's, trust me, is going to rush to go see that. So it leaves nothing for King Arthur. And I feel like that's the problem. Like, it does come down to finding someone who can actually find a good spot for your movie, for your release date, so you can make some money. It's always nice for a movie to make money, because in that you create jobs. And when you create jobs, you make more profit, and then you're able to do more. So it's a big, giant wheel. So when a movie flops, it looks bad, because then if you have goals like, ooh, I want to make a sequel, you're not going to be able to do that. Sometimes you can make it, they'll make a sequel, but it's like a straight to DVD or a VOD, a video on demand, like straight to that stuff. And you're not going to make much money because they know this is crap and there's no money involved and we can't do much with it. So here you go. So eventually, when a movie starts flopping, like I know John, if you guys can help me with this, something with Mars, I'm totally blanking out. It's the guy who goes to Mars. Man, I cannot think of that one. But anyways, there's a movie that Disney made that had something John goes to Mars, or Mars, John of Mars, or something. In that movie cost so much money that it never made its money back. That was considered a flop. That was a huge flop. $175 million, oh, for a film that becomes a flop isn't as bad as say 200 million, because it there's a lot more to go into that. So so here's one thing for you guys. If you guys make a movie and you release it in theaters, just don't compete with Star Wars, anything Marvel, or anything Ridley Scott. Like anything that you know you're gonna have a hard time. Like pick something good. Like if you want to make a horror movie, shoot it out in January or February. The crap, like the graveyard times, like January, February, March, sometimes March. Those are just the crap fest. Like it's terrible movies. If the reason why is because they put the terrible movies out there. If you make a really good movie, just put it out in that time, and you most likely make a profit because there's nothing good on. So you're most likely gonna reap all the benefits. So that is today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm still probably gonna go see King Arthur since it's a Guy Ritchie fan, and I love to support his stuff. A lot of his style of editing style is kind of what I've drawn to, and I've kind of liked a lot. I might even watch a Guy Ritchie movie tonight or today or whenever. So if you guys want to leave a comment down below, bring up a topic for me to talk about, or just come up with some movie news to talk about, please let me know. I will gladly talk about it because you guys are important to me. All right, you guys have a good day. See you tomorrow.